Hey everyone, this is Lauren with XGRiD Campers, and we are here today to show you the new ARB Earth Camper. This is actually the first US production model. We're very excited to have it here. We got it on the trails, got it a little dirty, and we'd like to spend a few minutes to show you how to set it up, how to take it down, and all the features of this rig. Now, ARB's been building off-road equipment and gear and suspensions for 50 years. This is their first entry into the trailer market, and we're very excited to have them in the US. Let's take a look. One thing you're gonna find that's really unique about the ARB design is this tubular steel chassis. It actually goes all the way through, and you'll see it as an exoskeleton as well on the trailer. It's gonna give it a lot of durability. It can really handle any terrain. They are running a proprietary suspension on this, a proprietary trailing arm suspension with the Old Man Emu shocks, which they sell. So you'll recognize those shocks on some of the products from ARB. Really nice setup. This trailer comes in at about 3,300 pounds dry. It is a little bit heavier for a teardrop of this size, but it's packed with a lot of equipment, a lot of gear, and so it sets up really nice, and it has a lot of space for a family. Whether you're a solo traveler, a couple, you can actually sleep a family in this with an Annex room off the back with a couple of cots. So it gives you a lot of versatility with it. The tires that come standard on this are the Maxes. These are a 32-inch tire. You can go a little bit larger on this as well. So if you want a little more clearance, you can do that. It does come standard with the two arc stabilizer jacks on the rear, and we'll show you that in a little bit. On the front of the trailer, this is set up with a Cruisemaster DO35 articulating hitch, as well as the ARC 750 tongue jack. These are some of the best products in the off-road and overlanding industry for these trailers. A lot of durability, a lot of stability on that tongue jack. And the Cruisemaster DO35 gives you the full 360-degree articulation for that stability on the trail when you're off camber. Now on the top of the Earth Camper, we actually have two vents up here. These are for a positive pressure dust suppression system. What's happening here is the air is flowing through, it's going through a filter, and it's pressurizing the cabin to help keep dust out, help keep those seals nice and tight. So it's a really nice feature. You can drop them down if you need to, but when you're driving through dusty roads like we've been on here, great to have them open, keep the dust out. On the front of the camper, you have a large storage access door. Now you're gonna see something common with this trailer that you don't often see with a lot of trailers, which is all the gear equipment is set up. They have their own branded gear bags, really nice setup here. Everything has a place. So your tool bag, some of the other equipment you might need, you could even use that for pantry items. This is the shower enclosure. Every place has a spot. You have your spare tire in the front as well. Front of the trailer, we have a nice stow and guard. So this is set up, curves around the edge of it. There is some protection right here, some 3M clear protection for additional protection on this for the side of the trailer. Behind the stow and guard, we have the diesel can. So if you opt for the diesel furnace, this is where your diesel can is stored, and we're running the Webasto Airtop 2000, and that sits underneath the kitchen area. So what I'd like to do now is actually show you how to set up the Earth Camper. This is a really interesting design because it gives you a couple of configurations. If you're just looking to get in quick at night, and maybe you're on the trail, you need to camp out and head out, you don't have to set up the rear Annex. I'm going to show you that, and then we will go ahead and set up the Annex. On the back of the pod, there are some movable feet, and so this will come out. And so this is really nice if you're on uneven terrain like we're on today. You can situate these in the different positions you need for the terrain. And there's an additional foot that comes out on the back when the deck folds open. So the first thing we're going to do is come over to the control panel, and there's a door power right here. This is an electric hatch. We're going to turn the door power on, and then we can go ahead and hit the down button, and this will start to release the door. You do hold this button down. It takes about a minute, so it goes pretty quick. Makes it real easy to set this up. So what you'll do is once you get down to the bottom, you just want to go through and check, make sure that the feet are firmly planted. You can drop this down, just make sure it's in the right position. This motor is actually strong enough to lift the rear of the trailer. So once you see it firm on the ground, you know you're good, and that's your right position. Now from here, like I said, if you're just going in for the night and you're ready to go and crash out, you can actually get into the cabin right now. And this is a really nice feature because at this point, this is still a hard-sided trailer. So you can open the door, you have access to the bed, all your lighting, and you can jump in, go to sleep at night, turn this, lock it, and you're ready to go. So it only took about a minute to set this part up and then crash out if you're looking to do that. Okay, at this point, to set up the rest of the annex room, there's 5 bungees, and we're gonna release those bungees and open this up, fold this out. There is an unlock for this door right here on both sides, and there is an unlock for the bottom deck. So we'll turn that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So now what we're gonna do is there's 2 feet that are gonna be used to hold the deck up, again, when you're on this uneven terrain. So we're gonna lift the deck up. And again, these are adjustable. So when we're on uneven dirt like this, you can move that around to the right height that you're gonna need so your deck is level. And then slide this down. So now what we're gonna do is open up the roof, and we're gonna go in, and there's a couple of poles we're gonna attach to give it the structure. This is on hydraulic struts, so that'll sit right there until we get in and put the rest of the structure in place. There's 4 supports that we're gonna use to put up the structure. So I'm gonna grab one of them first and extend it out, and that way I'm ready to go with this. And then this support for the roof will slide in, and we're gonna swing it around. And this is what's gonna hold up the roof on the back. So this will swing around. I'm gonna put this pole in place, slide this out, lock this down on the top, on each side. And now we've got a temporary structure. I'll grab my second pole and we'll put in the other legs. Put one in the corner and then move this one over. And then the last 2 pieces you're gonna put up, there's a support across the middle and then one across the top. So now the Earth Camper annex room is set up. This gives you a lot of nice interior space. There is a pull-out table we're gonna show you. But if you just want a place to hang out, get out of the bad weather, it's really nice. There are 3 entry points into the annex room as well. We do have a side door. This is what typically we'll be using to get in and out. And there is a screen mesh that you can zip in there as well. So nice setup to access everything. And then that rear door, then you can zip down and have a full wall off the back if you want to. One thing that ARB did that's really nice about this trailer is they tucked the awning inside the structure of the shell of the camper. So the awning isn't hanging off to the side of the trailer that could get snagged onto trees and things like that as you're driving down the trails. So now we've got the 180 awning set up. Really nice setup here. Gives you plenty of shade. It is freestanding, but we do have poles that we can put down, tie it down at night, or if we're away from the camper, that way everything stays secure. Next thing we're gonna do is open up the kitchen. So we have a side kitchen. The kitchen will slide out here. ARB does a really good job with their slide outs. You can feel the quality, you can feel the strength on them right there. And then the sink slides out this way. You do have a nice prep area here with that slides out to the far side, and then the 2-burner stove with your wind guards. Kitchen is set up now. We do hook up your water line. So there's a quick connect for your water that hooks in right here. Water pump control is right there. That gives you access to your sink. We put a bucket underneath to catch your gray water. Nice storage drawer right in the middle. This is really good for some of your utensils and some of your small kitchen items that you use frequently. Now on the other side of the kitchen, we have the fridge as well as pantry storage. Again, one thing that ARB did really well, long slide out drawers, and then you get the cargo gear carriers. So these are set up, they're designed for the shelf. This is really good for your pantry items. Store everything that you need to right here. You do have a pass-through shelf on the top. This is good for your long storage, such as your poles and rods and extra equipment that you need. And then of course you have the ARB fridge, also on a slide out with access here. So on the passenger side, this is our access to our hot water system. We're using the Joule hot tap. This is on a custom bracket, slides out, and now you have access to your shower. All the hoses for the hot tap, again, come in a custom cargo gear carrier that ARB makes. So everything has a spot, sits in right here. You have your water line, so if you need to run hot water back to the sink, you can do it from here. We run the propane line over, set it up. And then right up above, similar to the awning, we have the shower enclosure that's tucked in right here. This will fold out, nice large room, fully enclosed with a roof. Gives you a lot of privacy for either your toilet or for your shower. So on this unit we have, there's actually the ARB rack on it. We did not do the air conditioner on this one. So if you get the air conditioner, you won't have access to the rack, but this is a nice setup for carrying additional gear up there if you don't do the air conditioner. Also standard with the Earth Camper is a solar panel. It is mounted to the roof, it's ready to go. Of course, you've got the DC to DC charging when you're towing, but when you're sitting at a campsite for a couple of days, this is gonna continue to help keep that battery charged for all your use. One thing I wanna highlight here is the type of hinges and the latches ARB is using. For these access panels, it's a really nice hinge. It's pulling that door in against this gasket. That's going to help keep that dust out of the cabin and out of your compartment storage. And as we close it up, you have a really nice tight compression latch, which snaps in place, really secured, and that's going all the way around the camper for all the access panels and all the doors. So inside the Annex room, we have tons of room. If you're gonna use this for sleeping, you can get about 2 cots in here for kids, which is really nice. But if it's just a couple, what's really nice, you can actually pull out this table right here, opens up, and now you have seating for 2. Nice workstation, fully enclosed, got bad weather. You can dine inside. And then right behind, again, one of ARB's gear bags, good deep storage. This is really nice for your clothes and some of the gear that you're gonna need inside. All around the perimeter of the cabin, you got tons of storage. You got pockets on the side, you got gear pockets up above. That's really nice for some of the smaller clothes items, things you can roll up. You can stash it up there. On the front of the bed, you have flat storage. That's really nice for your phones and your books and glasses at night, things like that. For the interior lighting on the Earth Camper, we've got 2 reading lights on the front of the bed. We have ambient strip lighting across the top, and we have lighting out into the Annex room right here. What's really nice with the system, we're running the RedArc Red Vision Rogue system. This is a 50 amp system, and everything's dimmable. Everything is controlled by either the app or the display panel right here with the Red Vision. On the first screen, we can see our power system as well as our water levels, and we have access to all of our lights. So the Earth Camper, all the electrical is under the bed. So we're gonna lift up the mattress, and there's a battery compartment there with access to the Rogue system for the RedArc. We're running these with 300 amp hours of lithium batteries. There are some additional options, and then we have a 2,000 watt RedArc converter as well. That's an option. So you do have 110 access to your plug right here at the bed, as well as in the kitchen area. There's a 110 access, and that's set up for either shore power or running off the inverter. So if you'd like to learn more about the ARB Earth Camper, please visit us at xgridcampers.com or one of our 2 showrooms in Las Vegas, Nevada and Knoxville, Tennessee. We'll see you soon.